Alright, and we're back, and basically what we have here is I'm going to show you guys how to make a fire starter that I use out of pine pitch, and that's basically what we have in here in my little pine pitch tin. And or this is pine resin. We're going to turn it into pine pitch. And this type of fire starter is basically, I use it by adding it into my my tinder bundles and things of that nature, and it allows me to get a hotter burn for longer when I have damp wood and things of that nature. So let me go ahead and get started. Basically right here I just have my my little stove with alcohol stove in it. I'm not going to do anything too complicated with it. So we're just going to put this down right here. Take my little ferro rod and start up my stove. There we go. And we're just going to melt this down. And I also have some powdered charcoal over here. I know you guys probably can't see it, but there is some powdered charcoal that I'm going to mix into it after it melts down a little bit. So we'll be right back as soon as I got this melted down, and I'll see you guys right in just a minute. Alright, and we're back. I've gone ahead and added the charcoal to it. And basically what you're going to get is this kind of gelatinous, sticky mass. And one thing you want to do is make sure you don't overheat it, because it will self-ignite at a fairly low temperature. So just enough, as you can see my stove there is on a simmer, just enough to kind of melt it down a little bit. And what you're going to do after you mixed in the pine or the charcoal, you want to mix about 50-50. 50% pine pitch or pine resin to 50% powdered charcoal. Alright, and what the charcoal does is it just keeps it from being sticky, so you can turn it into the balls. So at this point what we're going to do is we're going to take it off. It's going to start to solidify fairly quickly. Let me see if I can move you guys so I can show you. It's going to start to solidify fairly quickly. So what we're going to do is we're going to start working with it. Just mixing it around. And you'll notice it's going to start thickening up. And what you're going to do is, as it's doing that, kind of scoop it up onto the end of your stick. And as it cools and thickens, there will be a point where you can actually work with it because it won't be too hot anymore. So hopefully I'll be able to show that to you guys here in just a minute. Try to get that more centered there. So right about here, where you can see it's much thicker, is when I tend to pull it out and try to work with it. So just scoop a bit up on the end of the stick, kind of like that. You know, you don't need a ton of it. I like to make mine about the size of a pea. And then just pull it off the end of your stick, and what you're going to end up with something like that. At that point, you can work with it. So just ball it up a little bit, stick it in your hands, roll it around, and you'll get a nice little pea-sized ball. Just set that off to the side and keep making them. Now this stuff does set quickly enough that you'll only be able to make a couple of them before you have to reheat it. So keep that in mind. And there you go. And that's basically all there is to it. So as soon as I finish making these, I'll go ahead and show you guys how they burn. We will be right back. Alright, and we're back, and there's the balls that I was able to make. Now, here's one that I'm going to try to light. They do require a direct flame. I typically add them to tinder bundles to help increase the burn time and the heat coming off of them. But it does require a direct flame, and sometimes if the temperature is a little bit cold, it can take a bit longer. Like it's pretty cold right here right now, so it may take a bit longer to light, but it works a lot better if the ball is physically inside of a tinder bundle that's on fire. But for this, I want to demonstrate how it's actually burning in a way you can see it, so I can't really do it like that. So bear with me just a little bit. I'm not exactly sure how well this will work because I haven't really used them like this before. So we'll do a bit of an experiment together and see how it turns out. Alright, so unfortunately it's a little bit windy. It keeps blowing it out a little, but I finally got it to light. And basically, as you can see here, as it melts, it spreads throughout the tinder bundle, and it's highly flammable. It's just when you make it, it becomes very hard and it requires it to remelt, which is why I put it into tinder bundles. But I'm actually surprised it lit, honestly, because it tends to require a pretty decent heat to light. But as you can see, it burns quite well. Burns really, really hot. And it's an easy, natural additive that you can throw into your fire to help increase the burn time and help you get the fire started in not so great conditions. You do not have to add the charcoal to it if you don't want to. I do it because it makes it so it's not sticky and I can carry it around more easily. But there you have it. I guess you could call them pine pitch fireballs. They're basically just pine pitch rolled into balls. They do work. I have used them. Just figured I'd show you guys how to make something a little bit cool and give you something to show your friends. But thank you guys for watching, and as always, if you like this video, hit like and subscribe. Bye bye.